You probably saw we came out with an updated PEA on Falciani, which tripled the net asset value. We significantly increased the resource, so we're making really good progress on that front. And I think with commodities like lithium, it's a young commodity, and last year was a tough global economy, and so people didn't think that enough. The number of EVs was sold that they had originally predicted. Still a lot, and still very much a growing trend. So I think it's just a secular phase. We seem to have been at a bottom, and we're now coming back off the bottom, and demand continues to rise for EVs, and there's never enough supply of lithium. I mean, there's a lot of projects. Some new projects came on last year, but I think as we move towards 2025 and beyond, the new supply will not be able to meet the demand. So we need all of the new mines to come on, like Falciani. So Falciani, as you know, we came out with an updated economic study. That's very much part of the move towards pre-feasibility. So over the next few months, we'll finish pre-feasibility, and that will also move the resource to reserves. And at that point, we'll push forward with mine permitting. You probably saw we also filed our EIA in Peru at the end of last year, and we're looking for that to be approved. And that's obviously a huge step in mine permitting. So, all the pieces for Falciani are coming together. I think our team on the ground has been very proactive in finding ways to move the projects forward. In the prior regime, it was difficult to get drill permits. Things are normalizing somewhat now, which is good. Never as fast as we as developers would like, but they're getting there. And, so I think filing the EIA early means we don't need any more drill permits at Falciani. And also it's going to really help us when we get into fast-tracking mine permitting. So Falciani's well set. I think, when you look at uranium, we're first and foremost a lithium company, a lithium developer. It's a wonderful uranium project. So we're looking at ways that we can, move the uranium project maybe into a sister company to American Lithium, and then raise money for it in that. And then that project, it's very advanced. It's ready to pilot. There's a lot of drilling that we'd like to do. And uranium commodity is very strong. So it's a good time for us to find the right way for that project to drive ahead and unleash the value that is there in that project. So, we think the time, certainly the uranium commodity is very strong, so time is to put that on a course where it can generate a lot of value. And I think for lithium, we've seen the bottom, and I think it's starting to move back the right way. And medium to long term, I don't think anyone is predicting that lithium isn't going to continue to grow significantly. So we feel good about everything. It's just a somewhat difficult time in the stock market, and we will continue to execute, and ultimately that will show up in our stock price. I think uranium is a critical piece of the energy transition, because one of the things, as EVs get adopted, we're learning, that we need a better electrical grid to support EV charging, and, better charging is part of the growth of it. And so all of that has to improve to really help the whole revolution, if you like, come about. So I think it's become well recognized in the last 2 years that uranium is the only true, clean, 24/7 dispatchable form of baseload electricity. And, that's what we need. I mean, hydro is obviously great, but you don't have hydro everywhere. Solar, yes, but the sun doesn't shine the whole time and the wind doesn't always blow. So those types of generation are up and down. They're not constant. So you need base load, and I think that's where nuclear can really help, and people are recognizing just that sector has matured and it's time to bring in nuclear energy as a key piece of the puzzle. And I think you're also seeing a lot of technological advancements where you can put modular nuclear plants in remote communities, at mine sites, and you can really bring in distributed power in a much better way. So we think the future for uranium is very bright, and we think it's a really good mix. Obviously both commodities are key in the energy transition. To thank our communities for their continuing patience and support. We're doing everything we can to drive the projects ahead as quickly as possible, and we are extremely lucky. I think it may be our best asset is the support that we have from our communities, and we're committed to driving the projects forward for their benefit and for the benefit of Puno and Peru in general. These are going to be two major projects for the country.